All right, it's time for the picks. This week, week 4. 5 if you're counting week 0, but we don't count that week. It's the Brother Buckeye Doug Daniels broadcast, the BBDD, and thanks for checking in. I think I did a little research this week. I just didn't grab teams out of the air. So I put a little thought and research into the picks this week. The Ohio State pick is at the very end. All righty? If you like what we do here, subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell, share with folks. We're having fun. It's a fan's point of view. All right, picks for week 4. Let's start with Wisconsin at Purdue. Whiskey is favored by 6.5. I want to go with Purdue. They could not stop a running quarterback from Syracuse last week. What makes us think that they'll stop 2 really good running backs that the Badgers have? Take the Badgers. Badgers are favored by 6.5. I think Whiskey will win by, the Cheeseheads will win a little bit more than that, not much more than that, maybe 8 or 9 points. Rutgers at Michigan could be the most intriguing game of the week. Weasels are favored by 24. Like what? Why? How? If Michigan beats Rutgers by more than 24 or 24 or more, dare I say I may not do another one of these, because if that happens, it means both teams have been a mirage, that Michigan really hasn't been struggling as much as I think they have, and that Rutgers is just a paper knight. Shiano he's too good of a coach, and Michigan, every once in a while, a couple times a year, they will have one of these offensive explosions. But most of the time, they play games like the Bowling Green game in the first 3 games that they've had this year. So 2 years ago, a terrible Rutgers team played Michigan to a 7-point game. Should have won it. They would have had any offense at all. They would have won it. Rutgers can run the football. They've got a good defense. So I think Rutgers might win. But if they don't, they at least play Michigan closer than Bowling Green's 3rd-string walk-on quarterback, right? It's got to be. So take Rutgers there. Florida State at Clemson. I don't trust either one of these teams. Florida State is favored by 2. It's at Clemson. I'm going to take, I hate Dabo. I mean, I don't hate him. I don't hate him in a Christian way. That didn't sound right. I mean, I don't really hate anybody, but I don't like the programs. I'm going to take Clemson just because I like Florida State that much less. Oklahoma, Cincinnati, coaches matter. Bearcats have not looked good. Oklahoma has. The Sooners are favored by 14.5. They're at Cincinnati. That could make a little bit of difference, but I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. Rooting for the Bearcats, but I think the Sooners win handsomely there in the Queen City. Syracuse Army. The Orange Men have showed me a lot. Army has showed me nothing. Take the Donald Trumps. Did you get that? The Orange Men? Okay. Up next, Texas A&M is favored by 7.5 over Auburn. They're hosting War Eagle. My gut says War Eagle could win. I think they cover for sure. Again, I'm not a fan of Jimbo Fisher, just not. And Auburn. God, I can never say that. Auburn. To say that team right, you got to go Auburn. War Eagle. Take War Eagle. Or they're also known as the Tigers. Okay. Let's see. Coach Prime is at Oregon. The Ducks are favored by 21. Do the House of Cards finally fall this week? We can only hope so, because I'm already tired of this movie. But no, alas, I do believe Colorado covers. The Ducks win, but Colorado plays it close enough that all we'll hear for another week is, oh my God, I can't believe it. Even the Canadians are watching the Colorado Buffaloes. And they eat poutine. All right, let's see. UCLA is at Utah. This is one of those games that, both teams start with the U. And I have trouble with games where both teams start with U's. Not like UM, but when it's UCLA and Utah. I just don't know what to do here. It's at Utah. That's why I'm going with the Utes or the Youths. Cam Rising may return to the lineup this week. I do like what Kelly's doing at UCLA. I just think the 6 points, not a lot for Utah to cover. So I'll go with that one, but it's not a confident pick at all. Ole Miss at Alabama. This is one where I'm really rooting for Ole Miss to beat Alabama by 50. But I know that isn't going to happen. The Tide are 6.5 point favorites based on what? What? My gut says Alabama will not necessarily win, but cover. My heart is with the Confederates on this one. Go Gray, go Rebels. Florida Atlantic at Illinois. The only reason I've got this in here is because it's a Big Ten team. Illinois isn't going to lose to Florida Atlantic. The Illini aren't going to lose to Owls. Please, Big Ten West, don't embarrass us any more than you already have. Take Brett and his belly, but I'm not real confident on that one. Maryland is favored by 7.5 at Tuckered Out U. I believe they win and cover. I think that line should be way more than 7.5. Michigan State is horrible. It's at East Lansing, but that didn't help. I mean, think about this. Michigan State, they went up against Michael Penix, easily one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the country, maybe number 1. And the Huskies put up 713 yards. Well, Maryland, they might not be quite that good, but they're not quite that less good. So I could see a similar score of 41-7, not 713 yards, probably closer to 525. Oh, Michigan State, what did you do to end up in the place that you are? Probably all that cheating in the 1980s. Nebraska over La Tech. I've got a soft place in my heart for Nebraska. I wouldn't mind seeing them be a power again, just because I don't want the former Pac-12 teams to come in and kind of dominate like Texas A&M and Missouri did when they first joined the SEC. They actually won stuff, and you wouldn't have thought they would have. Come on, Nebraska, wake up. Do the Bobcats beat Bowling Green by more than Michigan? Wouldn't it be funny? Bobcats win. I'm not picking the game, but wouldn't it be funny if the Ohio University Bobcats beat Bowling Green by 24 more? Oh, I would be rolling and rolling and rolling. LSU favored by 17.5 over the Razorbacks. Razorbacks looked horrible last week. I say they do. Oregon State, Washington State. This could be one of the best games of the week. On paper, it looks great. I'm calling this one the Wallflower Bowl. Ding. Trademark, copyright, service mark, and whatever else mark, skid mark. The two teams nobody wanted. Big Ten didn't want you. Pac-12 didn't want you. The ACC didn't want you. No way the SEC wanted you. I mean, have you made a deal with the Mountain West yet? Yet they're two of the better teams, certainly in the Pac-12 this year, the Wallflower Bowl. I'm going to go with Washington State. I'm going to take Wazoo because it's at home. Yeah, that's the only reason. Longhorns and the Bears of Baylor. Texas is favored by 15. Baylor is bad, like the Bearcats are bad. Coaches matter. Take Texas. Penn State is favored by 15 over the Hawkeyes at State Penn. Lions win. Alan Alda covers. Are we playing along with the wordplay? MASH, Hawkeye, you get it. Indiana and Akron take Allen. Are we playing along? Gophers and Wildcats, coaches matter. Take the Fighting Flex over the Bronze. USC and Arizona, not thrilled by a 34.5 point spread there. Take the Desert Devils to cover in this one. I'm not a fan of the Arizona State. I just think USC is due for at least a little bit of a letdown, and winning by 30 instead of 34 would be just enough letdown for you to take and win that bet. Cal and Washington, I like the Huskies there, and the final game. The Ohio State Buckeyes travel. I'm going to do this in my radio stuff, my radio ways. The Ohio State Buckeyes travel to South Bend to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Notre Dame is wearing green. Ohio State in white. If they would have been in red, it would have been like Christmas. But keeping the Christmas theme, I think Notre Dame makes enough mistakes where it will feel like, if not Christmas morning, Christmas Eve. Was the enthusiasm and energy versus Western Kentucky a mirage? Or was it just Western Kentucky? Is McCord the next Ohio State first-round quarterback pick? Doesn't have to be to win. Saturday night. Is the defense really the best since 1975? We'll find out. Is Freeman still a fraud? I don't think so. Will Sam Hartman break our hearts? I don't think so. He will get his yards. He may throw for 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns, maybe even 3, but not the 5 or 6 I think they'll need. The Buckeyes are favored by 3. This is a veteran team, and I don't see the holes that we've seen the previous 2, maybe even 3 years. But I could be wrong. I believe the Buckeyes win and cover, possibly by double digits. This could be a 31-20 game or a 34-23 contest. If things get out of hand, it could be a 41-27 kind of game. Big games for Harrison, Stover, Emeka, Tate, Henderson, and Trainum. I'm going 34-23. We'll know by halftime whether that's going to happen. If by halftime it's 10-7, then probably not. If by halftime it's 17-14 or 17-13, or 17-10, probably so. Those are the picks. What do you think? Make your Ohio State prediction below. I'd like to see. Am I way off? Am I getting caught up in the euphoria of a 63-10 win over a recent 1AA team? Am I a fool? Let me know below. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting me. I don't have a lot of time to do this. I wish I could do it every day, but I work 10-hour shifts, sometimes 11-hour shifts at Mattress Firm at Diamond Plaza at the corner of Stelzer and Morris Road. Also at Easton. By the way, I will be at the Easton store Saturday. If you're watching this Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, I'll be there from opening 10 a.m. until about 6 p.m. I get to get off and get home for the game. And for that, I am really, really happy. Go Buckeyes. I'll probably check in with you at least one more time before Saturday night's game. Take care.